then has to take this agreement and they have to go and open escrow is what it's called. They have to go to a title company and they have to open escrow legally. This is a legal requirement to open this at a title company. The title company is going to look at this agreement. Okay. Does anyone want to see what a wholesale agreement looks like? I can pop up a wholesale agreement. We can go through it real quick. A wholesale agreement always, 100% of the time, will require something called earnest money. Now, what does earnest money mean? Well, the word is very literal. It means that I, the wholesaler, intend to buy this property, and I'm going to show you that I am going to take this seriously. And so I'm going to put in my contract that I will put in earnest money. So typically, if you're working with a real estate agent is going to require you to put up 1% of the purchase price as earnest money at title and escrow. How many wholesalers actually have the ability to do that? Very, very few of them. Very few wholesalers. In fact, it's over 83% of wholesalers have no clue. Okay, they have no clue where to come up with this $1,000 or whatever it may be. So let me pull this up. I'm just pulling up my Dropbox, do a little screen share for you guys real quick. Okay. So here's a purchase and sell agreement that these wholesalers are using. You'll see right here, as they buy the property, they're going to have the property address right here, right? This is the agreement they signed between the seller and themselves. And then right here, before purchase price, on every contract, every legal contract, there is a requirement for earnest money, or what we call the deposit. Okay, so the average is about $1,000 to $3,000. And this is a big, big problem for wholesalers. Wholesalers are typically newer people to real estate. They don't have an abundance of cash. In fact, a lot of people are getting into wholesale that don't have any cash. So I sat there one day as I own title companies. I'm sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, it started reminding me of my Reuben story about these wholesalers had the same urgency that if they can't open escrow on a deal they just contracted, they are now breaching contract on that contract and they lose the opportunity to actually make that $15,800. So I call a couple of wholesalers and I said, hey, it was at my title company. Okay. We own a title company here in Phoenix. And my escrow officer, the lady that does all the paperwork there, I call her up and I say, hey, do we have a lot of wholesalers that are not opening escrow with earnest money? She says it's our number one problem. Our number one problem in our escrow company is the wholesalers come and give us contracts to handle the paperwork because they legally have to. That's how real estate works. And they are not bringing earnest money to the table because, or what we call as EMD, earnest money deposit, because they don't have the money. And I go, can you give me one of their phone numbers? So I get their phone number. I call the wholesaler and I said, hey, do you know you're breaching contract and that the title company is not going to be able to open up escrow? And the wholesaler says, yeah, but I don't have the money yet. I don't have the money yet. I'm trying to do this with no money out of pocket. I'm trying to figure out how to get into the game. You know, wholesalers are typically hustlers. They're hustlers. And so I went to him and I said, how much would you pay me? Right? You've got a deal that you're going to make basically $15,800 on when you find your buyer. If I brought your $1,000 of earnest money to the table, how much would you pay me out of your $15,800 in profit? Wholesaler, first wholesaler I did this deal with, okay, he says, I would pay you $5,000. If I could walk away, the wholesaler says, if I could just walk away with $10,800, I would be so ecstatic. I go, no problem. So I call my attorney and I go, hey, Sean, his name's Sean St. Clair, my contract attorney. He's the guy that writes all the Gator documents. I call Sean, I go, Sean, put together a package for me that protects my money, sets up the agreement with this wholesaler that I can bring their $1,000 deposit to the table. And when their buyer, okay, so their buyer brings the money, this is where the money comes from, is their buyer. And when their buyer buys this property for $115,800, the wholesaler has their profit of $15,800. I walk away with not only my $1,000 that I originally put in, but I walk away with an additional $5,000. So sadly, and this is kind of the benefit of being in the Gator community, those contracts cost me I think the first iteration of this contract cost me, I think about $4,000. I've now re-edited those contracts. I think we've spent, I don't know, probably over $20,000 to $30,000 on these contracts, putting them into the situation they're in today. The Gator contracts are at least worth that, okay? But on my first deal, I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. How many wholesalers at every title company are failing to open escrow with earnest money? Give me a thumbs up if you understand this flow. Give me a thumbs up, an emoji if you understand this flow. Okay, so that's where the opportunity popped up. And I was like, okay, that's cool. You know what the great part about this was? Is I didn't use any money of my own. That $1,000, I actually had a line of credit. I had a line of credit. It wasn't even my own money. The bank just says, here you go. When you pull the money off, you pay 4% interest. So I pull $1,000 off, send it over to title. 10 days later, I not only got my $1,000 back, but I got $5,000 in return. And for me, it basically paid for all the contracts and all the paperwork. And I was like, I'm in business now. All the contracts are paid for with my first deal's profit. I can now go out and start raking up these deals. And all I did was start calling title companies and saying, hey, when you have a wholesaler that doesn't have money to open up escrow, I'm the guy to solve that problem. And, in the Gator community last year, we had Eileen Brown, who I actually write about in my book, Wealth Without Wall Street. We had Harry Marsh, who's a closing attorney in North Carolina. They came in and they talked about the significance of how big of a problem this is and how Gators come in and solve this problem. So what I did is over the following couple of years, I perfected like the paperwork, I perfected the flow, I perfected where to find these opportunities. And then I perfected, how do I do this with no money? How do I go build corporate credit? How do I go build a line of credit that I can be going and doing 20, 30 of these deals simultaneously, or in the very least, 2, 3, 4 of these deals simultaneously? And you'll see that there's a couple of people that are going to come in here today. We've got Abraham Gray coming on and Alexis Morgan and Kevin Cho coming on here in a couple of minutes, maybe 15 minutes or so. And they're going to talk about, I think Abraham just did a deal the other day. He made 50 grand on one deal, made $50,000 on, plus I think $1,500 a day of recurring residual income. We have people making full-time incomes on this. We have people making part-time income, depending on how much time they make. You're going to have Kevin Cho come in here and talk about how he's like the laziest human being I know, but he still is doing 6 to 7 of these deals every single month as a 22-year-old kid. So what we do in the Gator community is we help you guys get lines of credit. That's what we've done for the longest time. We help you guys get lines of credit. But what I did in the last 12 months, this is a major bonus. Pay attention to this. This is a change and an addition. In the last 12 months, we've come up with a bonus program for Gators. So when you come into Gator, what we do is we partner with you while you build your line of credit. We partner with you with our own money. So when you first come into Gator, you don't even need a line of credit. You can use our capital and we will joint venture with you. Joint venture means we'll partner with you on your first couple of deals. Okay. Not only will we joint venture with you on those deals, we will also do all the paperwork for you. We will basically handhold you through that process. We will bring all of the hard things that you assume are going to be hard. How to understand the paperwork, how to vet if a deal is a deal, how to flow the deal, where to send the money. How about you don't even need your money? You can use my money and my partner's money on your first several deals. Actually, there is no limit. You can use my money as much as you'd like. The challenge is I want you to get to a point where you have your own line of credit that you can just be proud and go, I've got a $50,000 line of credit. I got a $10,000 line of credit. And you can just go do it on your own without being encumbered by me. But in the very beginning, we will partner with you as a major, major bonus. This is not a requirement on our part, but this is something we just brought to the table the last 3 or 4 months for the Gator tribe. So as you join the Gator tribe, immediately, hour 1, minute 1, you have unlimited capital at your disposal to go and utilize on Gator 1 strategy. What do you guys think about that? Emoji, a little bit of emoji. Let's see if I can get Zoom to do this. No? Come on, Zoom. It's because I have a pen in my hand. Boom. So what we've been doing inside of Gator is looking for these opportunities to provide more and more and more value than you guys could even fathom. And that is one of those things. It is a bonus. So you join the Gator community, you come in, and on day one, we're making sure that you guys get set up with corporate credit training. We're going to teach you guys over a couple of years how to build a massive empire. Guys, by the way, I'm going to teach you guys something that I wish somebody taught me. This is real expectation here. This is not a get rich quick scheme. It is not a, oh my gosh, in 2 days, I'm going to make $1 million type of crap that I've been thrown and people have taught. This is something that gets better over time. I call it a fine wine. I've never drank alcohol in my life, but I assume a fine wine just gets better and better over time. So will your line of credit. So will your ability to get access to more and more capital and do more and more deals. And potentially at some point, depending on what you want to do, maybe build a full-fledged business around this and build a team, maybe even get an office and build something that you are making money on other people's real estate transactions. And what's cool about this is that first deal I did I have to find the deal? No. Did I have to negotiate with the seller? No. Did I have to flip the house? No. Did I have to deal with a tenant? No. Did I even have to deal with, technically, my own money? No. Now, what we have done is for the Gator community, as you join the Gator community, what ends up happening is we get you tied in with corporate credit training. That's part of the community. And we get people, I think in the last 12 months, we assumed it was going to be like $20 million in the first 12 months. I think what we've accumulated in corporate credit for the Gator community is nearly $50 million in lines of credit for the Gator. So they can go off and they can put that money into other people's deals, get chunks of money back. But you know what? Some of them take 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. Some of them who are starting from scratch, their lines of credit might take 6 months. Truly, that might take that much time. So the solution that we brought to the table recently was, why don't we just use our own money, and also not only use our own money to help you on your first handful of deals as you build your lines of credit? How about we do the paperwork for you? How about we walk you through the deal? And so we brought Alexis Morgan to the table, who's a rising star in the Gator and Subto community. We've got Abraham Gray, who's become a wonderful partner of mine. I think him and I own, I don't know, looking at the board, him and I own like 25 or 30 properties together. And we are working with the Gators, holding their hands, getting them through their first handful of transactions as they build their lines of credit to go out and do more and more and more of these opportunities. Now, you guys want me to talk about Gator 2.0 and what the opportunity in Gator 2.0 is? It's mind-blowing, like absolutely mind-blowing. So let's go back. Come on, give me more emojis there. More emojis here, please. So let's talk about this. And let's go back to the real estate transaction. This is where I want to take a little bit more time today. Are we all excited about Gator 1.0 and what Gator 1.0 can do for you and the cool bonus? We pumped up about that. Thank you for all the emojis. I appreciate it. Okay. We now know the flow of a deal, right? Here's the flow of a deal. I should probably just draw it again because I think my drawing's pretty ugly right now. Here's the flow of a deal. Remember, every deal starts with a seller. Okay. Every deal ends with a buyer, right? And that buyer is going to do one of three things, okay? One, that buyer is going to live in it. Two, that buyer is going to flip it. Or three, that buyer is going to rent it out, okay? So the wholesaler, we already know, I'm going to call it WS. We already know I can come into that wholesaler and I can insert myself into the deal that they found, and the $15,000 on it, this is just the average number, $15,800. I can insert myself in those deals, okay? I already know if I bring the earnest money to this part of the transaction, I can get paid, and that is Gator 1.0. You know what's really cool is that what we did in Gator is we created a strategy called Gator 2.0, where we brought, I'm going to blow your mind right now, okay? Me and the team brought $30 million to the table that you guys as Gators can go out and give people loans to live in the house, flip the house, or even rent the house long term. We are now giving Gator 2.0, okay? Gator 2.0 is now you get to use our money. And I will also teach you how to go and acquire more money from other people. We will let you use our money. We call this Alpha Gator. Okay, the platform we built. check this out. This is crazy. Okay. So in Gator 2.0 strategy, let's say that this is pace. Okay. And I go and I do Gator 1.0 with the wholesaler, right? And make my money, make my pound of flesh, and make my $5,000 a year. If I'm involved in that transaction, don't you think I'm going to know who the buyer is? So what if I call the buyer and I go, hey, buyer, if you're going to rent that property, you probably need a loan. I can get you money for that loan. I can get you approved for that loan. And the buyer is going to say, by the way, guys, you know what the number one searched thing in all of real estate is where can I find a hard money lender? Where can I find private money? Where can I find money? How do I do these deals? You are the answer. The Gators are the answer to this. And so what we did in the last 6 months is we not only gave you the ability to do double closes. Some of you guys don't know what a double close is. That's what we teach in Gator. We give you the ability to also do DSCR loans, long-term lending loans, hard money loans on fix and flips. So literally every real estate transaction that is out there happening right now, you have the ability to make money on every single one of them utilizing our back-end Alpha Gator platform. The coolest part about it is that you don't have to use any of your own money. You can use the money we brought to the table to go out and refer these people into your own website. We'll help you build a website that now, check this out. This is the mind-blowing part. The mind-blowing part, if that wasn't already so cool, is that every time that buyer, okay, so let's say that buyer goes, all right, Pace, yeah, I'll buy that deal. I'll go do this flip with this project and I'll use Alpha Gator's money. Every time that flipper goes back and does another deal, I never have to talk to that person ever again because they are plugged into my platform. And every time they borrow money from Alpha Gator, I get paid on every deal they do. So they want to go fix and flip 10 houses a year. All I have to do is get them on my platform on their first deal. And every time they borrow money again, I get paid. We have an entire team that runs the paperwork, the loan, the transaction, that literally does everything for you. All you have to do is go find the buyers, the people that are doing the deals. So if you're already on Gator 1.0 deals, the Gator 2.0 deals, now you're going to be doing the long-term loans, the short-term loans, the BRRRR loans. Do you guys know how many people are doing BRRRR loans? Look at Bigger Pockets, who I wrote a book with. Bigger Pockets has 2.3 million people on their paid VIP program that are all learning how to go out and get loans to go out and put the rentals in their portfolio. 2.3 million people. Do you think there's an opportunity for you to just take money I bring to you, market it as your money, and get paid on every single transaction that that person does every time they use that platform? It doesn't matter if it's a fix and flip loan. Doesn't matter if it's a DSCR loan. Doesn't matter if it's a BRRRR loan. It does not matter. It does not matter whatsoever. That is unbelievably powerful. And I remember when I was going to these real estate meetups and people would, I meet people, I go to a real estate meetup and I go, what are you looking for? They go, man, I need a lender. You know anybody that does lending? I'm like, no, I don't know anybody. Go to the next person. What do you need? What do you have? What do you need? What do you need? How can I help you? Oh man, I'm just looking for somebody to fund my next flip. I'm looking for somebody to fund my next rental. And I'm like, okay, I'll let you know when I find them. Then when I found those lenders, you know how many years? Check this out. Do you know how many years I was referring my lender to these people and not getting paid on it? For literally years, I was referring my lenders to fix and flippers, buy and holders, DSCR people, people that are doing the BRRRR strategy, and I got paid nothing on it. Nothing. So I created a strategy that allows you to use somebody else's money to get paid on every single time somebody fix and flips, to get paid on every single time somebody puts a rental in their portfolio. Every time somebody refinances their rentals, you get paid on it in perpetuity. You don't know the word perpetuity, it means forever. As long as that person uses that platform, you put them on the platform, they go apply, they go do the deal, you get paid significant chunks of money. We have a couple of people who are making over $10,000 in a week off of this. It's not their money. It's not their credit. They didn't have to build the platform. They didn't have to go build the ecosystem. We built that for the Gators. It is insanity what we are bringing to the table. Insanity. It's insanity. And if you guys remember when I first talked about this 18 months ago, and I said I was going to launch this, I said, this should be charged at $15,000, $20,000. Like I've seen people charge for real estate education, $35,000, $50,000. I've seen people charge $100,000 for real estate education that require you to go cold call, that require you to go door knock, require you to use credit, require all those things. And when I launched this originally, before we closed it off and didn't let anybody come in for like 9 months, I told everybody, I said, at some point, we are going to launch this probably around $15,000. And we did the opposite. We actually made it so inexpensive to get into the community and utilize these resources and start making money immediately that I actually had somebody first day, a couple of weeks ago, first time I've had this, but it has happened. A gentleman named Tommy comes into one of our live training sessions. Obviously we do live trainings. I think we're doing about 5-6 trainings a week. And comes into one of the live trainings and he says, Pace, the reason I didn't join Gator earlier, besides the fact that it was closed off for 9 months, is because I looked at the price that you're charging and I thought, there's got to be something wrong. And now that I'm in here and I see all the bonuses and I see all the things and the fact that I can go out and start making money immediately, and the fact that we also have 3 trainings a week where somebody, Jake, one of our guys, Jake, he's one of the Gators, one of our successful Gators, Jake live calls and shows you guys how to do the business. Our transaction coordinator comes in and does the business live. We do everything live. I'm all about more implementation and way less information. You don't need more information, okay? Get trained, but after you're trained, what you need is implementation. You need to see how people are doing the business. And so this new Gator community member comes in and says, I stupidly thought that you were just undercharging for this. And I thought it was just a bunch of videos that I was going to watch. And there was no communication. There was no community. There was no meetups. There was no people getting together. There was no live training. And then I see all the bonuses on top of all those things. He's like, why are you not charging $15,000 or $20,000? And I said, because I want to do business with you. I do business with a lot of the people in here. As you guys know, and you see on my YouTube channel, I buy a lot of real estate with my Subto community. I make things as accessible as possible so that we can do business together. So, do you guys want me to talk about Gator 3.0? Give me some emojis, some hearts if you guys want me to talk about Gator 3.0. I've been going on for 1 hour and 10 minutes, guys. I apologize, but I think we set the expectation today. Has everybody had light bulb moments today? Has everybody seen new ways of doing business, new ways of inserting yourself in transactions that you don't have to find the deals, use your credit, you don't have to go negotiate, cold call, talk to agents, you don't have to do any of that stuff. Literally none of that stuff has to be done whatsoever. Have you guys had light bulb moments? You guys had those little moments that Monday, my little daughter, light bulb moments, the light was just turned on this morning, her little face. Oh, you guys ever have anybody? I wonder, because I can't see your faces. I wonder if there's anybody today that's been taking notes and just goes, oh my gosh, oh, wow. Because I did. When we created this stuff and as we jot these things down and we create ways of making money for you guys, I jot them down and I'm like, I can't even believe that this is real. I can't believe it's real. But there's people that are making a lot of money doing this and helping each other, especially when you join. Like, here's the other thing too, before I get into the next piece of the training. For me, the biggest missing link, okay, and it pissed me off because everybody taught me just read a book. My book is great, but I don't know about you, but I'm not learning things in a book. I might get inspired by a book. I might get inspired by a YouTube video, but I'm not learning things unless I'm hands-on. And I'm not learning things unless I watch other people that are hands-on. And so for me, everything I do, we build community around it. We have physical meetups in local geographical areas. So whether you're in New York, you're in Maine, you're in LA, you're in Alaska, we're actually doing a fishing trip in Alaska coming up. That is going to be exciting. A big community fishing trip. Guys, we hang out with each other because that's what I needed when I learned how to frame a house. That's what I needed when I learned how to negotiate on creative finance. That's what I needed when I, was negotiating with contractors on, getting better prices. That's what I needed when I started getting inserted into Gator deals. I needed to be walked through, and I needed to see opportunity, and I needed to watch it actually happen. And it's the same thing, I think, for most people. I think most people are what I call monkey see, monkey do. Like, I'm that dumb. I need to see somebody do it in order for me to do it. Otherwise, it's just hypothetical, some inspirational thought that doesn't go anywhere. And that is why we built a community. Yes, we have training modules and those things are great, but that's like the appetizer to what you really need. You need community that's going to do deals with you. Now, if you are already in the Gator tribe, give me a thumbs up that you guys love it. Give me a thumbs up or a heart that you guys love the Gator tribe. You love being in there. You love helping new people that come in, because every time a Gator joins, it means more lines of credit you get access to, more deals that you guys can JV or joint venture on. Well, I see a lot of Gators do their first deal by joint venturing with an alumni, somebody that's been in for 6 months or a year. That is why we built a community. It's the same thing that I did with Subto, right? We built Subto. Subto is so unbelievable. So many people buying houses and doing things, but then I saw a need. I saw a need in Subto where I was like, I need to infuse capital. I need to infuse cash into Subto, this community that I'm hyper passionate about. So we built the Gator tribe. And the Gator tribe is now being infused with all this cash, and they're going to the Subto community and making magic happen. It is the coolest thing ever. So do we got some time to do Gator 3.0? Can I go into Gator 3.0? All right. We got a lot of people saying yes. Awesome. Here's what I'll do, guys. Here's the challenge with Gator. Okay. The challenge with Gator is when we first launched it, I shut it down. I launched it. We had a massive amount of people join, and then we shut it off. And we shut it off for 9 months, I believe. We originally thought we were going to shut off for 6 months. We shut off for 9 months. We then today are relaunching that for Gator 2.0. And now we're getting ready to start teaching Gator 3.0. What I am so in love with is this new path that we have in Gator. We've taught on Gator 1.0. We are actively teaching on Gator 2.0. And now we are getting ready to launch into Gator 3.0, which means when you join, you get to jump into already existing training that you can go and watch on your own time. You get to join active Q&As and active Zooms that people are all doing business together and trading ideas and collaborating, etc. But then you get to be part of all the future trainings, Gator 3, Gator 4, Gator 5, Gator 6, and Gator 7. Do you see the difference between Gator 1 and Gator 2? All of the strategies that I implement all the way through Gator 7 all have that significant of a magnitude of difference between the two of each other and the compound effect of growing in terms of the opportunity to make more money. Okay. So Gator 3.0, I'll get to that in a minute. I think maybe I should go through a couple of slides. I think people want me to probably go through some slides. Okay. So let's go through this for a couple of minutes. Okay. What is the Gator method? You know what? I don't know that I have time. Should I bring up Alexis, and should I bring up Abraham, and should I bring up Kevin Cho and just say hi to everybody just for a couple of minutes? You guys want to see them? I've gone on really long, and I feel bad. They've been sitting back there waiting. I just wanted to make sure that they said hi to you guys. So give me just a second. Let me pull them up and highlight them for a couple of minutes. This is a little bit different of, oh, Alexis. I don't see you, Alexis. Oh, there she is. There we go. Hi, Alexis. How you doing? Hold on. Are you not muted because you're not muted? Here we go. Ask to unmute.
What's happening?
Hey, Alexis, how old are you?
19.
You're 19 years old.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do for a living? Is that even an easy thing to describe?
Well, you taught me, to do a couple different things.
I told you not to focus on one thing because you're too damn smart to focus on one thing. So you do.
A lot.
You can do a lot, right? So when I first met you, probably a year and a half, almost 2 years ago, you joined our Subto community. You got your first deal knocking doors, negotiating with foreclosures. Fast forward now, I would say probably 60-70% of your time is focused on helping Gators get their deals done inside of the Gator community. Is that correct?
That's right on, for sure.
What's the biggest deal that you've seen done, like profit-wise, in the last couple of months?
$180,000.
$180,000.
Yep.
And that was brought to you by a Gator. You helped the Gator go through. Let's bring Abraham up in here because I know you and Abraham are kind of teaming up on a lot of stuff. So my main man, Abraham. Guys, give it up for Abraham and Alexis. I know the chat's not on today, but give them some emojis. Abraham's actually at an event speaking about buying businesses with creative finance. Are you in Atlanta, Abraham?
I'm in Atlanta. This is like awesome. It's like so rare that I get to do an event in my hometown. So that's awesome.
That is awesome. I see you all over the country and I get to hang out with you all the time. So you guys had a deal that was 180,000. What's the smallest deal you've ever seen?
Like $1,000 probably.
Okay, cool. So the smallest deal you've seen had a profitability of $1,000, and that was an EMD deal, or what was it?
Yeah, EMD. It was if they needed $1,000 and their return on it was $1,000.
Okay, cool. So they had 100% return, and it was Gator 1.0 strategy, basically the EMD of funding a wholesaler. Alexis, how many deals are you and Abraham doing on a weekly basis? You doing 3, 4, 5 a week? What are you doing?
More.
I'd say like probably at least 5 on a bad week 5.
You're doing on a bad week, you're doing 5. Primarily what you and Abraham are doing is you guys are helping the Gator community that they're out there. They're like, hey, I've got a deal. I want somebody to help me walk through the process. We just added Jade to your team. So Jade, you basically vet the deal for the Gators. This is a bonus that we've just created. Me and Abraham created this for the Gator community was let's get Alexis looking at the deals. Let's get Jade doing the paperwork and the follow through and communicating with the title companies and making sure everybody's protected. And then Abraham and I have brought our money to the table to basically fund the Gators on their transactions. Is that correct?
That's spot
$180,000
on.
on one deal.
Yeah.
Was that a double close? What kind of deal was that?
That was a business deal, actually.
Oh, okay. So you're telling me that Gator can be done, this type of lending can be done not just on real estate transactions, but it can be done on business transactions as well.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But
Okay.
business transactions are more money, usually.
Okay. So thank you for that, because that's actually Gator 3.0. I'm gonna lean into that in a minute. I did not plan on you guys saying that, but thanks for teeing me up. Abraham and Alexis, if I join Gator community, what days do I get to have access to you and Pace and the team like Jade that are going through and actually looking at deals and funding these types of opportunities?
24/7.
Well, yes, but like on a live Zoom.
Oh,
Yeah.
live Zooms? Alexis is on a lot of Zooms.
I have a Zoom with the Gator community right after this at 3 o'clock Eastern.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool. So this
Every Saturday we're there for you guys.
Okay, so every Saturday, live Zooms. I'm not in there every time because I've been traveling a lot, but I will be in there when my travel slows down a little bit. Jade will be in there a lot more, helping out with the paperwork. Abraham has been one of the greatest collaborators I've ever had in my life. This man has been so helpful. What was cool about Abraham is Abraham was doing these types of loans before he ever met me or ever learned about Gator. He was like, dude, I'm doing those. How do I be part of this? How do I?
I was only doing one type of loan. Now, since I met you, I'm doing like 5 types of loans. So I was just focusing on one. Now I can focus on all of them.
The fact that these strategies, we haven't even talked about some of the new ones that are coming out in the next couple of years, and we're just taking our time and expanding and growing this. I'm having a lot of fun. Alexis, I just want to commend you real fast while I have all these people. You have done such a great job at, I met you when you were 18. Now you're 19. I just want to commend you as an action taker and somebody that just goes out there and gets it done. You did not go the high school, or you did not go the college route. You went the route of, I'm going to be an entrepreneur and I'm going to figure this out.
Yeah, I always tell people, super grateful for you and Abraham. You guys have been amazing mentors to me. I'm just grateful for everything.
You know what makes a great mentor?
What?
A great mentee that actually takes action. Like, no matter how many times I show you how to turn on the light, if you don't actually press the switch and you don't take that leap and you don't do the things, there's nothing I can do. I'm so proud of you, and I know Abraham is too. Him and I text about it and talk about it. He's done so much for you, and Abraham's done a lot for the whole entire community, bro. I appreciate you so much. What are you speaking on today at the event?
I'm actually talking about how to be creative and win in life with any aspect, whether it's real estate, business, your husband, your wife, your friends, your kids, doesn't matter. So I actually go through stories because you're like the best storyteller I ever hear. So I'm like, I want to like get to be like you, like with stories. So like literally the whole thing is just stories of how I creatively was successful in every type of aspect of life.
I love that, dude. That's freaking awesome. Well, I love both of you guys. Alexis, thank you for all you do for the community. Abraham, thank you for all you do for the community. Subto, Gator, everybody. Super excited for doing more and more deals together. I appreciate you, dude. Go crush it on that stage.
Appreciate it too. We couldn't do it without you, So.
I mean, you've always been cool, dude. Every time I hang out with you and I hear more stories about how much money you've made in all your businesses, I'm just so inspired, bro. So thank you for saying what you're saying. But the reality is you're a badass.
Yeah, but I'm a lot cooler now since I met you.
Okay. Alexis, thank you so much for everything you do for the community. I appreciate you. You are a special one. If somebody joins the Gator community, do they get to come into a live Zoom and actually talk to you about a deal or have you look at something or give them advice on those Saturday bonus Zooms?
Yeah, we have best practices, what you need to go through. The trainings are so important to know them like the back of your hand. Paperwork so important. But of course, you can come on a live Zoom and ask me questions. I look at a lot of deals every single day, so I can typically sniff out right away if it's something that should go through or not.
Here's a new addition that we've just added. You said learning the paperwork is really important. I'm going to be honest. When you first joined and started doing deals, you didn't even want to do the paperwork properly.
No, I didn't, but it's so important.
So you were like, I'm just going to go through and I'm going to do these deals. And we had to come back through and kind of repair that. And that's why we brought Jade to the community so that Jade could come in. And when we're doing these JVs in Gator, Jade can do the paperwork properly for people, right?
Yeah, Jade has been amazing, by the way. I love talking to her. She's good energy. Like she's helping me with the paperwork. She's been awesome. I mean to tell you that.
Thank you for that. In a couple of weeks, Jade's going to be doing a weekly Zoom for Gators to just walk through the deals that we're doing and doing best practice and walk people through. So thank you for saying that. Jade's going to be a big part of the Gator tribe. I appreciate you, Alexis. Thank you.
Love it. Thanks.
All right, let's go to one of the laziest but also sweetest entrepreneurs I've ever met in my life. This guy, a lot of you guys know him. He's like, we call him Subto's little brother. Okay, this is Kevin Cho. Kevin, how old are you now?
I turned 23 3 days ago.
Wow, bro.
Yeah.
I also saw your YouTube channel is doing really great. Proud of you, dude.
Oh yeah, it's been going really well.
Doing a good job.
Do exactly what you told me to do.
Okay, so I want to highlight this for you because all your friends went to college. I think college is a great thing. All your friends went to college. I remember when I first met you a couple of years ago, you were really wondering if that was a good route for you. You were like, should I go to college? Should I do this? And you decided not to go to college. Now here you are. What do you think you'll make in the next 12 months? Starting today, next 12 months, what do you think you'll have the opportunity to make?
Across all the opportunities that I have, I think it's honestly like 700,000.
As a 23, 24-year-old, you think you could make 700 grand?
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably make 450 to 500 this year, and I think I can make 700 next year.
Okay, so on the Gator stuff, okay, you're doing. I know you don't even try, because like last time I was hanging out with you, you and I went to Brooklyn. We were hanging out with the community and like doing all the meetups in Puerto Rico. Where did we go? You and I went to Miami. We did a meetup in Miami. We did a meetup in Puerto Rico. We did a meetup in Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah.
And then we drove down to Atlanta that one night. So we were basically in like 6 cities. And I was hanging out with you and I'm like, you don't even work that hard.
How? I honestly don't. I feel so bad. I don't.
Not really. It's a good thing, dude. I think for people that are like not trying to take over the entire world and just trying to make really great money and live a good quality of life, I think that it's a good model, right? It's just a different model, right? So for you, my question for you is, how hard are you working on Gator deals to like find them? Is it challenging? Are they hard to find? Or are they coming to you somewhat in an abundance without you even really trying?
Yeah, I did the math. So this month I did 6 grand. Last month I did 8. In July I did another 6 grand. And it's like I haven't talked about it. Just people come to me and I just kind of let them down my money. So Yeah, that's kind of the numbers.
Okay, so you're making like a full-time income on Gator, but you're not even trying.
Yeah, I mean, it takes me less than like 30 minutes a week, if that, maybe 15 minutes a week, because all I do is just wire the money and.
Okay, so you're doing like 15 to 30 minutes a week. So let's just say 2 hours a month you're working on this, and you're making between $6,000 and $8,000 a month.
Yeah, like without even me talking about it in public.
Amazing. I know you're doing a lot more portfolio stuff. I saw you close on a rental a couple of days ago. And I think that's kind of the phase, right? The phase is like, let me get started with Gator. Let me get started in wholesaling. Let me get started in some of the easier things. And as you scale up and start making a lot more money, then you can start transitioning into acquiring more rentals and traveling around and visiting those. You just closed on one in Arizona?
Yeah, I just bought a house in Gilbert. Like it was like 15 grand entry fee.
Sub-2 deal?
Sub-2 deal, 15 grand.
Okay, so here's the thing, dude. This year, I'll probably do 40 deals with you this year.
Yeah.
And you have not sold me a deal in like a month.
I know it's been a little dry here in Arizona. I don't know why.
It's because you're focusing on Texas and all these other places, you knucklehead. And that Gilbert deal should have been my deal.
Actually, matter of fact, I sent it to you and you never got back to me.
What?
You can look at the text. I sent it to
Okay,
you.
all right. I saw. I must have been traveling, dude.
Yeah, so.
Is it too late for me to buy it?
Well, I already closed on it. Yeah.
So what? Let me reclose on it. What are you doing with it?
I think we're doing midterm rentals with that, or Section 8. We're still figuring that out. But it was such a low entry fee.
Why figure it out? Why not just sell it to me and get your money back and make some cash on top of it?
Well, I made cash with the Gator stuff and my wholesale operation.
Fine. When are you going to send me another deal?
I'll get you the next one.
Okay, thank you. Kevin, I'm proud of you, dude. Really proud of you. You're a great leader in our collective communities, and I see how many people you help. I just want to say thank you for everybody, on everybody's behalf. Thank you, dude.
Yeah, thank you so much.
What are you doing today? You going to just relax? You're hanging out in your swim shorts right now?
No, I'm working. Every day I'm working. Every day I'm thinking, how can I take over the world? How can I do more?
All right. Well, you and I are traveling together in the next couple of days, so I'll see you soon, brother.
Okay, bye.
All right. Thank you, dude. Okay, guys. So it doesn't matter, like, if you're a college person. By the way, I didn't ask. I should have asked. Are any of these people licensed real estate agents? No. Are any of these people licensed loan officers? No. Do you need a license for any of those things? The answer is no, you don't. Okay. Whether you're Abraham's age, Abraham's nearing 50, we've got a handful of people in their 80s that are doing these deals. Whether you're 18, like Alexis was when she started, doesn't matter. I have a lot of women doing this, a lot of men doing this. It truly is simple. It requires some work. I know Kevin's not really working. He's working like 2 hours a month. But other people like Alexis who are, they're making a couple $100,000 a month. They had one deal that paid them 180 grand. I didn't know about that deal. That requires work. That requires effort. That requires doing outreach. So depending on how much money you want to make, there's a sliding scale there. Okay. So I want to get to Gator 3.0 and maybe even do a little bit of Q&A. You guys want me to do some Q&A today? Give me some thumbs up if you want me to do some Q&A, and we'll get into that. So let's get into Gator method just for a couple of minutes. Here's what Gator method is. Okay, this is what's really cool. You're going to learn, if you guys join the Gator community, you guys are going to learn Gator wrestling, like how to do deals with other Gators. Huge advantage, right? This is what we were talking about with Jade and Alexis and Abraham, is that we've brought a bonus to the table, letting you use my money and let my team do the paperwork for you. We'll just Gator wrestle together. We'll wrestle together and do deals together. You're going to get the legal contracts. I don't know what we've spent on the legal contracts, but Sean St. Clair, our contract attorney, comes in frequently. We update the paperwork based on all 50 states. Here's a couple of questions. People always ask, can this be done outside of the United States? I'm not lending or doing deals outside of the United States, but can you live outside of the United States and do them virtually here in the United States? The answer is yes. No matter where you are in the world, you can do these deals inside of the 50 United States, Puerto Rico, Alaska, everywhere, literally everywhere this works. The contracts, this is why I bring this up, the contracts that we've written work in all 50 states, okay? And our transaction coordinators from Top Tier TC, or the transaction coordinator that I bring to the table, Jade Jarvis, she will do the paperwork for you guys when we do deals together, okay? We have coaching calls, which are amazing. I don't even really like calling them coaching calls. It actually has a lot more, we have a lot more fun. I don't like coaching calls, to be honest with you guys. We do a lot more community calls. In fact, in Subto, I call them Subto Family Night or my calls. It really does feel like family, and because it is. We do a lot of deals. We make money together, which is awesome. These are live areas where you watch people do live outreach and live deals, which is important. You then get Gator 1.0 and 2.0 immediately. Now, I'm going to get into Gator 3.0 in a little bit and touch on that, but that's one of the things that Abraham just talked about. Abraham talked about how they just made $180,000 on a business deal. And Gator 3.0, if I don't get a chance to get to it, Gator 3.0 is how I teach you guys how to utilize somebody else's capital that we will help bring to the table and let you guys go lend on people's businesses like orthodontists, dentists, construction companies, helping them buy equipment and pay for their payrolls. We are going to show you guys how to get involved in business lending utilizing somebody else's money. Abraham and Alexis made $180,000 on one transaction. That's crazy. I got to do a YouTube video with them about that and break that deal down. That's awesome. Okay, so you'll get Gator 1.0 and 2.0 to start on Gator 3.0. Okay. On top of that, here's what you're going to get with Gator. Okay. You're going to get maximum allowable offer calculator. This is something everybody uses to figure out what am I offering? How am I getting it inserted in the deal? What am I charging? All of those things. I don't know what the 297 value is. My team just put an arbitrary number on that. I think it's worth more than that, to be honest, but whatever. Gator Tribe, you have access to the community of thousands of other Gators who are doing these deals together and helping each other master the Gator method. You get to communicate with people, not only in Facebook, but also Circle, I believe is what we're currently using. Now, this is super freaking cool. You get an onboarding thing going through your business and your tax onboarding, making sure that you have somebody that walks you through this, because nobody knows this. Okay, nobody knows this. If you're just starting out in business, you don't know how to set up your tax situation properly or your financial best practices. Okay, so that's what we help you out with as well. This one is massive. We are going to be bringing your ability to get corporate credit to a whole other level. So let's say you're in Gator, you join Gator, you have access to our money immediately on day one. That's a bonus. It was never part of Gator originally. We just brought it as a bonus. Is it a required bonus? No, we just brought it as a bonus. So now you have access to our capital on day one. So as you build your corporate line of credit, you build your company and you get lines of credit and you grow and you get more and more robust. You can get inserted in more and more deals. That is what we're talking about here. We're going to help you establish a credit profile, credit score, the opportunity to apply for advanced credit or OPM, other people's money, to leverage for even more deals. Now, again, you can use my money on day one, so you don't have to wait for this, but this is something that is included in this as well as corporate credit coaching. Everybody in here, I'm going to tell you right now, there's a point in your life that you want to wake up after compounding your corporate credit, and you want to wake up and go, I have $500,000 in lines of credit. I can insert myself into so many different deals. I've got a deal right now where I'm giving somebody $400,000 off my line of credit, and they'll have my money for one day. They're doing what's called a double close. I don't have time to teach you what a double close is, but it's one of the strategies we teach in Gator. I'm double closing. They'll have my money for 24 hours and I'll get $12,000 in a 24-hour period. That is why corporate credit building long-term is so significant. So $1,900 value, in my opinion, that's not the right value. I think it's worth way more than that, to be honest. Okay. And the biggest bonus yet, okay, this is what I was talking about earlier, the Gator Advantage. Okay, this is a bonus. I will JV with you on your first deal, and actually I'll JV with you on unlimited amount of deals. I won't cap this. As many amount of deals as you want to joint venture with me on, I will not cap this. I won't just do your first deal. I'll do as many deals as you want. At some point though, okay, at some point, you're going to want to just do deals on your own. You want to control your own deals. You want to have your own lines of credit. You'll want to have your own team. But starting on day one, there's no excuses because this massive bonus, what we call the Gator Advantage. You have a massive advantage on day number one. Okay. So is that pretty cool? I think there's like no reason why you can't succeed on first day. Okay. All right, so here we go. Let's go through the bonuses just real quick one more time. MAO calculator, Gator Tribe, business and tax onboarding, corporate credit coaching, and the Gator Advantage, which again is that massive bonus we just recently added. Okay. And again, we did this when we first originally launched. We closed Gator for 9 months. You guys remember when we closed that for 9 months and I had all these people DMing me and going on YouTube and people like, when are you guys going to reopen this? 9 months we closed Gator. Okay. So here we go. $10,000 value. Today we are doing $29.97 today only. Now, Carly, if you could help me out by putting information in the side chat for people that want to join the Gator tribe, can you please put that in the side chat for me, as the side chat for me is not easy to navigate today. The way that we set this up, we just, we made it really, really challenging today on me. So if you could put that in the side chat, Carly, that would be super helpful. Or I could take a second and put in the side chat in just a second. Okay. So now what we're also going to be doing, guys, I mentioned this a year ago. I said at some point as we release Gator 3, Gator 4, Gator 5, Gator 6, and Gator 7, every time we release a new strategy, the price will go up. So as we release Gator 3.0, Gator 4.0, the price for Gator will go up. Now, why? Why is that? Well, one, we have more training, we have more fulfillment, and we will also have more live Zooms pertaining to those strategies. So when you come in and you go, I want to focus on Gator 1.0, there will be live Zooms for that. Oh, I want to focus on Gator 2.0, there will be live Zooms for that. So as we release more strategies in the coming months, the price will continue to go up. This is the one education program that I've ever seen that the price actually goes up instead of going down. A lot of people are like, oh, we're running a special. Guys, we don't run specials. What we already have is special. What I can tell you right now is that everything we do will only compound in terms of value. And so the price will continue to go up. So what we've done this year, as we've reopened and relaunched, is the price stayed exactly where it was last year, except we are now adding lifetime access to all Gator coaching for future Gator methods. Okay. And we're adding that for an additional price. So the price is going up today. It is going up today. So here is the scan. The code, you guys can go to pacejmorby.com/exclusive offer. I don't know how to get into giving you guys a link. Carly, do you have the link? I want to make sure people have that link, because the chat that was set up today, I got to just be brutally honest, was poorly set up. Okay, let's click on this. Give me just a second, guys. I'll make sure that we get there. And I will give you a copy and paste. I can't go to everybody in the side chat, just FYI. Maybe I can. There you go, guys. The link is in the side chat, pacejmorby.com/exclusive offer. And you guys can get over there and get in there. Now, again, this is something that will continue to go up. The price will continue to go up. It went up last year. It's going to go up again. This is something that is crazy. So if you guys do your first deal, you'll do your first deal with me. Hopefully you'll do your first deal with me and Alexis and Abraham and Jade. We'll do the paperwork for you. We'll walk you through the process. We'll make it as easy as possible for you guys. Your whole entire program will be paid for, which would be awesome. And then everything else after that is gravy. So let's get into Gator 3.0 if we could. You guys want me to get into Gator 3.0 and talk about that for just a little bit? All right. Love it. I love all the emojis. Has this been helpful, by the way, guys? I always promise that when I come in here, we're going to have these moments. We're going to have these moments of like, oh my gosh, I had a light bulb moment. I did not know these opportunities existed. I didn't know you could make money like that. I didn't know people were doing this stuff. Hopefully we had some light bulb moments. So let's go into Gator 3.0, something that we're going to start talking about here in the next couple of months. Now, one thing that I'm teaching inside of Subto, my community Subto, is we're teaching business buying. Now, what we're teaching in Gator is we're teaching business lending. Okay, here's what ends up happening with businesses. And there are over 63 million companies that need funding. What do they need funding for? Well, they need funding for expansion. They need funding for payroll. They need funding for new X-ray machines, right? We had a company. Okay, I'll give you a really good example. I have a mentor. His name is Bobby. Okay, Bobby sold his business funding company for $1 billion. That's how big of an opportunity this is. That is my mentor, the guy that I pay every single month. I pay Bobby to mentor me. Bobby taught me what I call Gator 3.0. He taught me, and he's going to come in, and his wife, Sophia, is also going to come in once we launch into Gator 3.0, and they're going to teach about business funding. How do we go out and work with companies that need to expand, companies that need payroll covered, companies that need their machines renewed, companies that need new equipment, whatever it may be. We're going to go out and we're going to fund those people utilizing a backbone of a company that is bringing us $300 million in capital for us to go out and utilize and go out and insert ourselves in these deals. Now, how much money can you get paid on these deals? This is why this is so crazy. Okay, in a Gator deal, in Gator 1.0, if I lend $1,000, okay, this is Gator 1.0. In Gator 1.0, I lend $1,000. Sometimes I can get $3,000 to maybe $4,000 in return in a 10-day period. That's pretty typical, right? Sometimes the loans are $5,000 and I can get a $5,000 to $7,000 return in 10, 15 days, right? Whatever it may be. That's Gator 1.0. Gator 2.0, we talked about that. But in Gator 3.0, there are types of loans that you'll be able to go out and give to people that you could make anywhere between 15 to 20 points on that loan. What does that mean? 15 to 20 points means if I give somebody a loan, let's say a doctor needs an x-ray machine for $100,000 and I go get them a loan for $100,000, I will get paid somewhere around $15,000 to $20,000 as part of my profit on that transaction. The ability to make massive chunks of money in business buying and business lending and business funding is astronomical. This is why Abraham just said, I made $180,000 on a business lending transaction. That's Gator 3.0. That is the next iteration. That's the next unfolding of the training that's going to be coming out in the next couple of months. So for you guys that are sitting there saying, look, I want to get started on Gator 1.0, I'll fund your transactions. On Gator 2.0, I've already brought the money to the table that will fund your transactions. So you don't even need corporate credit yet. Of course, in the background, you should be building corporate credit to get ready for future iterations and future training of Gator 4, 5, 6, and 7. But then on Gator 3, we've already brought $300 million to the table to say, let's go out and fund businesses. And I also, okay, not only will you fund businesses, but you'll also have more opportunities to look at businesses that you might end up wanting to buy. You know how many businesses Abraham owns? 42. Abraham owns 42 businesses. I actually have a student of mine, okay, Benjamin Huang out of Boston. He sent me an email actually this morning. Let's see if I can pull this up. This is a great email. He says, Benjamin Huang says, I'm closing on my first zero down acquisition this next Friday. I'm closing on my next, while the owner is going to stay running. Okay, good. Actually, he said, this is what he says. Okay. He's buying the business for $850,000. The net cash flow of this business he's buying, it's a landscape business. He's buying a landscape business. The net cash flow is $450,000 a month. So as you're going out there and you're looking for these opportunities to fund people's businesses, you'll also have the opportunity to look at buying some of those. And so that is what's so exciting about this is you're going out and reaching out to businesses who need capital to expand, especially in troubling and down times. And you're opening up the door by saying, I have money to help you expand your business. And they might say, well, I'm actually looking to sell my business, so I don't need money right now. I need to sell my business. That opens up the door of opportunity for you to collaborate with the Subto community who's buying businesses that you could get paid fees for bringing those businesses over to Subto community. So the collaboration level is at a whole nother level. The mixing of strategies is coming together like Voltron, all these pieces come together and becoming one super piece. It is crazy. I'm blown away by the success that people are having. People are doing more creative deals and more. I'm doing a lot of deals, but people are doing, in a way, more creative of deals than I've ever done. I heard a deal yesterday done by Matthew. I'm like, I've never seen a deal done like that. That's so freaking cool. It's fun to be able to teach this stuff and watch you guys do a better job than I did on some of my transactions when I first started. So it's exciting to watch. and it gives me purpose, and it reminds me of how grateful I am for all these types of opportunities. So a couple of things. Did everybody get the link? Give me an emoji if you guys got the link to join Gator. We are going to be doing the same thing we did. I don't know when, but we will close it down again like we did for 9 months. We will be focusing on training on Gator 3.0. Thank you guys for the emojis. I appreciate it. Link is in the side chat. And what do you say? Should we get to some Q&A? Let's do a little bit of Q&A. Answer, oh my gosh, 983 questions in the side chat. Wow, that's awesome. Well, these aren't really questions. These are people that just like said stuff in the side chat. Here, guys, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to clear out everybody's hands that are currently raised. And if you have a question right now, please raise your hand. Sometimes people raise their hand and they ask a question, then they go, oh, I didn't actually mean to raise my hand. Okay, Frankie. What do you got for me, Frankie? Guys, get ready to unmute yourself because I'm going to go through maybe 3 or 4 Q&As right now. Get ready to unmute yourself. You see what's happening with Frankie right now. He raised his hand. He's currently been given permission to talk, but he has not unmuted himself. So get ready to unmute yourself. I'm going to pull Frankie off because he's not unmuting himself. Mary Ann. How you doing, Mary Ann?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm killing the game today. What can I do for you?
Okay, so my question is, I've been to one of these other real estate deals like this before.
Yeah,
It's always money for us to join, right? So would you be willing to fund us the money to join, or do we have to come up with it? Because like me, I don't have money.
If I went to Costco right now and I walked up to Costco and I said, hey, I know you guys have a $99 filter to like tell whether somebody's a member or not. And I said, hey, Costco, I know you want high quality people in here because you have high quality customer service and high quality products. Can you fund my $99 fee for me? What do you think Costco is going to say?
Costco though, and that's only $99.
That's not my question. What's the answer to my question? Is Costco going to do that?
No.
Okay, so the answer is no, I will not do that. I have a team of 30 people that run my team. So the answer is no. Now, if you want to pay, here's a good idea. If you want to come back and maybe pay my payroll and pay the people that are running the back end and all the support and all that kind of stuff, and we work out something on that, let's do that.
All right. But I don't have any money right now.
Okay. Here's the great thing, okay? Here's the great thing for people that don't have money. I have a wonderful YouTube channel. And more important than even my YouTube channel, it's free, okay? This is why we have put 2,000 YouTube videos out on my channel for free. I give so much value on YouTube. Sometimes my videos are an hour long, 2 hours long. If you can't get into the Gator community, I get it. I totally understand it. This is why I give you free value. I also have a free Facebook group, right? The Creative Finance with Morby Facebook group. And also every month we have a free challenge where the trained Gators, the trained Subto students, and the trained top tier TCs love on the people that can't join. So I do all this stuff for free to make sure that I can provide value to people that are in your current situation before you have the ability to join. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you for the question. Hopefully that answers the question for a lot of other people. Guys, I'm going to tell you guys something really important. And this is not to be disparaging or discouraging to other people, but if you guys are going to join a community, do you want to make sure that the people that are in that community are vetted people that have the resources to be in that community and are taking themselves seriously and they're committed? Give me a thumbs up if that's what you guys want. Could you imagine if I just gave things to people for free? People pay attention to the things they pay for. That is it. I don't know about you, but that's how I work. I pay attention to the things I pay for. And so this is why we charge such a low dollar amount, to give you guys such a low barrier so that you guys could get in. And for the people that are like, I don't have the money, perfect. That's why I have all those other awesome free things for you guys, so you guys can jump in on those things. Nathaniel, I'm going to go to you. Nathaniel, what do you got for me, brother?
Hey, Pace, how you doing?
What's up, brother? What do you got for me?
So I just wanted to point out today that your slides gave people the price of $2,997,
Mhm.
and your link is having to pay $3,997. So a lot of people are concerned about that.
Okay, so here's what it is. $2,997 is the price of the current Gator 1.0 and 2.0. The price that you're seeing is the all-inclusive, all future live support trainings. You're paying for the live support training. So the price is different for all the future iterations and training for the future. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense to me, and I understood that what was going on. I just wanted to help clarify it for everyone else.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Let me give a little bit more air and breath to that. So what we decided is I wanted people to get in and get successful. Our team said we need to raise the price because you're releasing more training and you're unleashing Gator 3.0. And I said, well, the problem is there's some people who can't afford beyond the $29.97. And so they said, well, why don't we raise the price but still give them like payment options? And I said, okay, I'm okay with that. So we kind of met in the middle. And so there's a one pay option to just pay it all at once, you get a discount, or there's the option to pay $29.97 and then pay monthly to get all the future trainings, if that makes sense. Okay, Nathaniel, thank you for pushing that out. I appreciate that tremendously. Joe Brown, what do you got for me? Five, four, three. You there, Joe?
Yeah.
What do you got for me, Joe?
Hey, good, man. Hey, listen. Hey, man, I'm so excited, man. I got a wow moment. I've been having several wow moments.
Love it. You had a lot of light bulb moments today?
Oh, yeah.
How many people do you think are out there Googling the word, how do I get hard money for my fix and flips? How do I get private money for my deals?
I see it all the time, buddy.
Think about if you were the person that could now answer that by saying, I'm the guy.
I know, right?
It's crazy.
Check this out. Listen, on this thing right here, I think I might have a deal to bring me in. What do you think about me having a deal that could be probably negotiated with the help of you to my cousin have a house in Virginia, right?
Here's what I would do. I would work with my existing students who are trained to do this stuff, bring the deal to them, have them pay you on the deal, and then you come in and join.
Hey, that's what I want to do.
Boom.
Because, like I said,
there you go.
It's house and it's a mold issue. So
love it. There you go. You got the opportunity. Bring it to somebody who's trained and a couple of steps ahead of you. Have them make money on that deal and come in and join the community. I'd love to see you in there.
Oh man, I'm excited, man. You got me on this one, bro. You heard me?
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
Yeah. All right, man.
Awesome. Good question. Let's see. Sonia Graham. I'm going to come to you, and then I'll go to Nina. Okay, and that might be the last questions I go through. Sonia, what do you got for me?
I had a question. I know you said that the $2,997 is for today only. If I'm not joining today, but I decide to join in the next 60 days, what is the price going to be? Is it the $39.97?
I think it's the $39.97. Carly, do you know the answer to that? Sonia, can I be honest with you?
Yes, sir.
I don't ever get involved in the pricing stuff. Here's the argument on my side. My team wants to charge like $12,000, $13,000 for this. I don't want to do that. In my mind, I'm like, how do I get people as low as possible? And here's a couple of things. Okay, let's be honest about human nature. Human nature, people won't take things seriously unless they pay for it. It's just the way it is.
Absolutely, I totally agree with that.
Okay, I hate that humans are like that, but I'm like that too. So that's number one. Number two, the other thing is humans also don't take action unless there's like a stupid limited time thing. Do we agree with that too?
In 90% of people, that is correct.
Right. This is why God kills us, okay? Or not kills us, but allows us to die. Is because if we didn't die, we wouldn't be running around having babies. We wouldn't be running around getting married, getting jobs and trying to make more money and trying to make something out of ourselves. We'd be just chilling. And so it's the same thing with us, is that we have to put limitations on things so that we don't have, think about this on the back end. My team is sitting there having emails and conversations about people that are like, hey, if I push it back and I do this, and I don't want my team focusing on that. I want my team focusing on just doing deals. And so if we cut it off and we go, we're not going to have the communication about it, it's not even going to be available, it actually makes it easier on us to just do more deals with the community. So there is a timeline. There is a price hike. When we originally launched this, do you know how much this was when we first launched this?
What was that?
It was $1,000 when I first launched this. $1,000. And then when we launched Gator 1.0, it went up to $29.99. Now we're launching 2.0, and the team is like, we got to go to 12 grand. I'm like, no, let's keep it affordable for people. So when you're like, I want to join in 60 days, and for me to go and have that argument, I've already won my battle with my team. The battle with my team is my partner and the people that run the back end want to charge 12 grand. I won the battle, and I kept it at a point that is affordable. So I can't go to them and have another battle and go, let's keep kicking the can down the road. So here's what I would do, Sonia. If you're like, I don't have the money right now. I don't have a credit card. I don't have the ability. I don't have whatever. Here's what I would do. Come into one of my free challenges. Hang out with my students that are trained, the people that are doing the deals. I do free challenges every month. And come and work with them and get some deals done.
Okay.
Okay? If it's not I want everybody to be successful. If you've known me for any amount of time, I think that's the one thing that you can like honestly say about me is that I just want everybody to be successful. And some people who don't know me are like, well, then you shouldn't be charging. Guys, I don't charge for my YouTube channel. I've had 2,000 videos. You know what the average cost to do a YouTube video is? It's like $1,000 with editors and videographers and all these people and all this stuff. It's expensive. And I give this away for free. Then I do a book that's like $17 that I make $1 on. Okay. I'm not trying to make money on this. I want to do deals with committed people. That's it. And so I've got to figure out a balance of where can I find these committed people? How can I find this? How can I do this training that gravitates these amazing committed people to me, but also make sure that I tap into that human element of people pay attention to things they pay for. So I'm doing the best I can. I hope you can see that.
Oh, I have no problem with that at all. And I already know that this is something I want to do. So the commitment to do that and make that happen, I'm going to make that happen. Actually, this is the first time I've been exposed to you. I actually clicked on an ad, I think, on social media and signed up for this because, you know, when you're desiring to do something, God brings that into to your reality so that there's a possibility for those things to happen. So I know that it wasn't just an accident that I clicked on that ad and signed up for this. I just have to figure out how to make it work.
Sonia, even if you
with your YouTube and your free Facebook,
please,
Tribe.
Please.
Definitely.
So
yes.
you got interfaced with me today, but do you feel like you had some aha moments today, saw some things that you didn't even know existed?
Definitely.
Cool. Then I've accomplished what I wanted to do today. That's it. I mean, you look at
This is not hard. It's just, you know, I can see myself clearly doing this with the training and being in a supportive environment that's going to show me what I need to do. So,
I think that's the number one thing that people really
I
need.
see the
to be
value.
honest. Yeah. Thank you, Sonia. I appreciate you. I appreciate the question. And I hope to see you in some of our free challenges in the next coming months.
Okay.
You're awesome. Thank you so much. Okay. Let me do a couple more questions. Let's see. Gene. All right. I'm going to lower the hands one more time because I think I've answered probably most people's like financial questions. If you have a technical question, I'd love to answer it. Dean. Going to Dean. What do you got for me, Dean?
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you, Dean. How can I help you today?
Okay, so I have a deal that I just, if I get a link, somebody in your community, I put it on the questionnaire to bring it to. I've been in the lending industry for over 30 years, real estate mortgages for over 20, pretty good at what I do. Just went through some health issues and we're still going through stuff, but I'm doing fine. I had a heart issue. It's a long story, but long story short, I got a deal that I got to do something in the next 30 days, so it doesn't foreclose on. It's a good deal, but it's unique where a tree fell on the property that we had out in California. So I got 30-some thousand, 38,000 enough to do the remodel. Got a contract that's plans drawn. Just got to get the engineer stamp and the Title 24 done. We can get the thing moving forward, but I got to bring it current. I'm doing great now. It's just I got to catch up on this property. And so if somebody out in your community, you want me to somebody can send me a link or whatever, I'd love to join the community, but right now, if I can do this deal, obviously it's no brainer. But if it's a good deal for somebody, then I'll pull some numbers and comps and all that for you, so someone wants to look at it. You guys can do your deal with money.
Amazing. So here's what I don't do deals with non-students. As of last year on Jan.
Well, you do for deals though, right? Out in the
Yep.
community, like this.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm leading to, Dean. That's what I'm leading to. I want to make sure that anybody else that comes up here and says, "Hey, I want to do a deal with you," I will not do a deal with a non-student as of January of last year. And the reason why is because I typically spend more time fixing a problem than I do actually doing a deal. Right? The paperwork's not done properly. The thing wasn't vetted properly, whatever it may be. And I know you have a lot of experience. I know that. But as a standard, I just was like, dude, doing deals with non-students was something I did for like 7-8 years. And I finally got to a point where I didn't need to do that anymore. And what I do is I let my students now lead the industry on helping non-students. So again, where should I go? If I want free value, right? All I want to do is be with the free people, right? Where do I go?
I really want to tell you guys, somebody wants a deal. I think it'd be good numbers.
Dean, I'm like 7 seconds away from answering the question. So Dean, here's how I communicate. I lay the runway and then the airplane takes off. You're expecting me to be a helicopter. I just take off immediately. Just give me a second to lay the runway. I gave you a second to ask the question. I don't do, if I just said, hey, go find my students in the free Facebook group, then the immediate answer is like, why wouldn't you want the deal? So I'm answering the reason why I don't want the deal before I answer the question. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't want to do deals with non-students anymore. My system is efficient and clean. My team loves working with our existing trained students. So what do? I do a free challenge every month. Where can I get tied into that free challenge? It's in the free Facebook group, Creative Finance with Pace Morby. You have 120,000 members in there, and about 18,000 of them are trained people that can help you out. So what I would do is I would go to that Facebook group and go, hey guys, I was on a live with Pace today. I've got a deal. I would love to work with one of Pace's trained students. Now remember, 80% of the people in that free Facebook group are not trained. So make sure it's one of my actual vetted students, and they'll do a deal with you. They'll probably get on the phone. They'll help you negotiate. They'll go through the paperwork, and they'll JV with you on that deal. Okay, that's where I would go.
And then the name of the Facebook group, I think I'm probably in it.
Creative Finance with Pace Morby.
You got it, okay.
Cool.
One more thing real quick. Might be something I look at. I had a deal on Monday. Huge project down here, it's already been approved in Sacramento, California. It's a 40-acre parcel, but this is huge development. City's already approved it. We'll have the environmental reports by the end of the year. The entitlements should be by February, let's say the first quarter. Value of property go up. Right now, value is just under 15, like 14.9 something under appraisal for it. I can get it for about 7.5. I can actually pay $3 million 2 years down the road. I've got a lot of financing for the guy. Anyway, if it's something you guys would be interested in, possibly you ever do any developments and stuff like that, I don't know, but I'm running it by you because it's a huge deal.
Okay, a couple of things. One, I will never do a deal with a non-student again.
No, I don't get that. I would join. I'm just right now.
I'm not telling you to join. I'm telling you to go work with my students. So again, Creative Finance with Pace Morby, you'll find my students.
Okay.
They're in there. It's a free Facebook group. There's not a trial. It's not like you get kicked out after 30 days. You're in the Facebook group. You're in the Facebook group, right? Go work with them. The other part of the question is, do I do development? I stopped doing development. I'm done with waiting for permits and waiting for the city and the bureaucracy. I'm done with that. I'd rather just make my money in faster ways. And development is a great way. If you wholesale a development, you make a chunk of money. I like that. And that might be what you end up doing. But I've done 700 ground up developments. I'm done. Like, I got enough gray hair and bald spots on my head that I will never do another development as long as I live.
Much appreciated. I get you, and I appreciate it so much. I really do.
Yeah.
Right.
Go. So again, Creative Finance with Pace Morby, awesome Facebook group, tons of activity, a lot of trained people in there that can help you out for sure.
Thanks so much. Have an awesome day.
No problem. Thank you. Jordan Harmon, I'm gonna do like maybe 2 or 3 more. Guys, if you have a deal that you want to talk to me about and you're not a student, I'm gonna tell you the same thing. I love you. I appreciate you. If I don't show you how much I appreciate you by doing all the YouTube stuff and the books and the free Facebook group and all that stuff, then tell me what more I could do to show you how much I care about your success. beyond what I'm doing. But if you're going to come to me and go, Pace, I have a deal, guys, I don't want to do a deal with you, because then I just end up, I can do 5 deals with a student who's trained in the same time I can do 1 deal with a non-trained student. So for me and my company and my employees, it doesn't make sense for us anymore to put non-student deals into my pipeline. It's like pouring molasses into an engine, if that makes sense. Jordan, what do you got for me today?
Yeah, so I looked up to you. I saw you at the Limitless Arena last week. My wife and I were thinking about joining your Subto group, but she wants to do this stuff more. Is there a way where we can join the subgroup group also later and
Yes.
merge at any point?
We don't merge them. They're 2 separate things. The thing about Subto, okay, is that I've been running Subto for 3.5 years, and it is an overwhelming amount of value. The challenge with Subto, here's the biggest challenge with Subto: the price point. I'm actually the same thing with Subto. We're raising the price on Subto, I think next month. It grows too fast, and I want to slow down the growth because it's so popular. And so Subto is way more expensive to get into than Gator. It's the thing I pour most of my time and energy into. Gator is like, I want to get started. I want to get a deal tomorrow, and I don't want to have to learn how to negotiate. I don't want to have to learn how to find the deals. I don't want to have to learn any of that stuff. Gator is like T-ball, basically. It's like T-ball. How do I get started? How do I have a coach in the game with me? Gator's a really great place to start, and later you can always upgrade to Subto. There's a lot more support in Subto. It's the big leagues, basically. Subto's like the big leagues.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't merge the big leagues and T-ball together. I know that's not a great analogy, but hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah.
Do people make a lot of money in Gator? Yes, people make millions of dollars in Gator. It's amazing. Some people join Gator and they go, I don't want to do anything but Gator. What I find, however, Jordan, is that people join Gator, they start making money. They want to join Subto because now Subto is about building wealth and building a portfolio. Some people just join Subto immediately because they go, I just want to start building a portfolio right away. It depends on what you want, right? So if the main thing you want is traction and you want less meat to digest to get going, Gator's probably a great place for you to start.
Yeah, because my wife and I are doing it the slow and steady way, and
Love it.
I heard about your Subto strategy, and I tried to get her to, help me, let me join, and she was like, no, we're doing it good, slow and steady, buying one house, move into it, buy another house, move into it, and just keep renting them out. So I think at least the Gator method will help us supercharge, and I know that we can make enough money to bowl eventually.
Love it. Yeah, I'm the slow and steady guy too. Here's the cool thing about our communities. Like everybody else that has mentorship programs and programs, I don't call any of my crap. Like I don't call it I don't call any of my stuff those crappy mentorships. I don't have a mentorship. I have a community. And once you're in my community, you never leave. Right. And so what most of the time you'll see people charge like $12,000 a year. You want to come back in next year, it's $12,000 a year. Like, I'm like, really? Is that how you take my relationship with you seriously? Like, if you join one of my communities, my intention is to do business with you. I want you to stay in there forever. We had a gentleman in Subto, his name's Jeff Hamilton, joined Subto, something bad happened to him his first week he joined, okay? A year later, Jordan, he comes back into a live Zoom, a year later. And I go, Jeff, what up, bro? Haven't seen you in a year. He's like, you remember me? Like, dude, this is all I care about. I want to do business with you guys. And Jeff turns around after a year of going through some troubling times. Jeff turns around and helps 100 other students get their first deal in that next preceding 12 months. That is what I'm building here. I'm building communities of people that are actually helping each other and hanging out with each other and doing meetups. You saw it with me in Utah. I was the only guy that was on that stage that actually taught anything of value.
Yeah.
Right? The biggest names in the industry are up there on the stage. I'm not going to name the names or the stage, but you know who they are. And I get on the stage and at the end, I'm like, y'all done motivating people? You're ready to actually talk about how to make some money? And then the next day I had a meetup of 580 people meet up in a parking lot. That's what we do. We get together with each other. We do real business with each other. We go to each other's weddings. We go to each other's bat mitzvahs. We go to each other's quinceañeras. We hang out at each other's birthday parties. We are a true community of people that no matter where I go in the country, I've got best friends in every single state. And that's what we're creating. So I'm not going anywhere, right? The challenge is most of these people are out there educating. They have no intention of doing business with you. I have full intention of doing business with everybody I'm in. In fact, I did a deal 2 weeks ago with 560 people on one deal. It's a big deal. It was a $20 million deal. 560 people on one deal. That's my intention. And that's why we keep the price of Gator so low. Is I'm like, come into our world. Come see what this is all about. Pays for the admin, pays for the team, pays for the live support, all that kind of stuff, which is great. We make our money on doing deals with you guys. That's what I want to see. I want to see you and your wife, Jordan, doing deals with us. All right, guys. Very cool. I've got to go. I've got actually an appointment 12 minutes ago, so I'm going to get going. But Carly, we've got a video I think we want to play for everybody. Is that correct? Let me pull it up, guys. I've got a video that actually answers a handful of questions. So if you guys want to stick around, I've got a great video that we're going to play for you guys. And give me just a second. We'll pull that up. Man, what a fun day. Did everybody learn something powerful today? Did everybody feel like you walked away with some like absolute aha moments of, oh my gosh, I didn't know this existed. This is awesome. Cool. Very cool. All right, I'm going to start this off right here. And we will get cranking. Thank you guys so much. I'm gonna keep this open. I might, you know what? I might go to my appointment. I come back and maybe do some more Q&A, hang out with you guys. Give me a minute. Let me turn this on, and if you guys are still hanging out, I'll come back and maybe do some more Q&A with you guys. Give you guys the Earnest Money Plus. Great, awesome, it's fun stuff. Sunday on a live training. I'm gonna be in the Bahamas when I do the next live training. So hopefully you guys are okay with me doing it from the hotel room. And we're going to bring in our attorney on that. It's going to be absolutely cool. Love it. Love it. Absolutely love it. Guys, I'm so excited. I see all these people joining right now. Again, for those of you that thought I was joking, everybody that doesn't know this, please look in the side chat for just a second. Did I shut off Gator Method last year for 10 months? And how many people wish that I hadn't shut it off because they missed the opportunity? I got people going into our YouTube channel and hearing what Gator Method was that would DM our team, email our team, and they would say, how do I get it? We are shutting it off this time right now for a year. Leah says, I really need to talk to someone. Leah, come into the live trainings. I'd love to chat with you. Anytime you're in the live trainings, you guys come in and I actually chat with you. It's not just a training like this where we can't have a conversation. The way my team set it up today, it's like I can't hold people on the stage.